nobody was encouraging me to be a producer. Nobody. Because you can't make it as a producer, according to them.
You get some rappers who have incredibly lyrical and flow and awesome rappers, but they have no hunger and they have no goals of achievement. So they're the ones that don't do it.
Peace, what's going down? It's a Music Entrepreneur Club podcast powered by BeatStars. We're live with our free music business mentorship program twice a week, Mondays and Thursdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You don't need to sign up or anything. Just visit beatstars.live, and that's where we'll be. If you can't make the shows, they're archived on the BeatStars social media, on our social media, and we post clips to our Instagram page so that people can leave angry comments and disagree with us consistently. So, Dame, how are you feeling? We actually do have a special guest. I don't know if you want to intro him and tell him the whole origin story, but
yeah, no, I'm feeling good. 1 week notice is going amazing. I'm so used to having issues like pop up and fires I got to put out, but this week has been going amazing. The artists have been locked in, creating a lot of music. So I'm excited. I probably shouldn't have put it the same week as my girl's daughter's graduation and her prom. So I've been running back and forth, but it's been a great experience, and I'm excited for the artists and to share the music and all the content we've been creating. But our guest, I've known RA probably, I want to say it was like 2011 or 2012. I reached out to RA, and the reason I reached out to him is because that was a time where we were starting Funk Volume. We had a little bit of traction. I would say Hobson was around like 100,000 followers. So maybe between 100,000 and 200,000 followers. So we were starting to get some traction. And in my mind, I had this idea. I was like, okay, well, what if I try to reach out to other artists that have about the same number of followers on Facebook? Obviously, RA was well established. He's been established in the game for a minute, but on Facebook, he had about the same number of followers as Hop at that time.
Dame said like, yo, like you are so much more known than your social media. You suck at social media. So,
yeah.
So the Funk Volume cats, Dame, not the Funk, Dame started giving me all these tips like, no, you need to interact with your fans. You need to do this. You need to post, something topical and then something about yourself and this and that. And like, as soon as I started following Dame's kind of little notes he gave me, the social media numbers and everything started going up because I didn't know, I didn't know how to do that.
Yeah. So
I'm like, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously RA, super established, was touring, crazy, super successful independent artist. But in my mind, I was like, okay, let me reach out to 10 artists that have about the same numbers on social media. And I would just kind of coordinate sharing everybody's stuff. So if RA had something new coming out, I could just basically send it to this network of artists. And now instead of 100,000 people, theoretically, we would be sharing it to 1 million, right? So it was a very simple concept. So I started reaching out to different artists, and RA was the only person that responded positively to this very simple idea. Like, he was the only person. And ever since then, I got to know him a little better. We've kind of interacted here and there over time. I think you did a record with Jaren, if I'm not mistaken. Did you do a record with Jaren?
Yeah, I did a couple. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how I got to know RA. But that idea never came to fruition because I didn't get a positive response from the other artists. And I still think that's something artists should be doing to this day. And it's kind of embedded in obviously 1 week notice kind of takes it to a whole nother level because artists are actually making music and tagging each other and creating a whole album. But anyway, that's how I got to know RA, and he's been super solid ever since. So,
the reason I was receptive was because, a lot of the cats from my era, from the 90s, there was so much money going on in the 90s. And then when the 90s ended, their ego stayed, and they expected the same show money. They expected the same, everyone to kiss their ass, and you don't got to reach out to nobody. You don't got to do no more footwork because you're already that motherfucker, But like me, I was always like fighting labels and struggling and hustling and doing it all myself. So like whenever people approach me with like I did, like, yo, if it's something that you think could help that's why 3.5 decades later, I'm still around. Most of the guys that were like, that think they're too big for shit, they're, hey, RA, work with me now. All these guys, it's like they didn't last because they weren't able to swallow their pride and just, see, hey, oh, this opportunity, oh, this sounds like a good plan. This will get some new people talking. Let's do it. So that's why I was receptive. You was like hungry and young and like, yo, I'm like, yo, that sounds like some dope shit. Let's rock, yeah.
Yeah, so. And I still see RA tapping in with a lot of the younger artists. I think there's a young lady named Reverie that's here in LA that I think you've done a song with. There's still a lot of artists that look up to the things that you have done. So I just always think that there should be some kind of bridge to the people that have been here for a minute and the young people that are coming up because it's mutually beneficial.
Well, the tour that I got coming up on July 14th or 15th, I have the two artists on the tour is Reverie, who's decades younger than me and a new jack in the game compared to me, but now she's almost OG compared to some of the up and comers, and then the young kid Afro. So he's in his 20s, she's in her late 20s, he's in his early 20s, and then you got me headlining the thing. So yeah, I think. All ages in hip hop, man. If the motherfuckers could spit and do their thing and perform, it's an entertainment game. Like if you're making a movie, you're not like, well, one actor can only be 43 and one actor can only be 20. It's like, well, I mean, whatever fits the show, So Rev got great energy. She's hungry. She's like a workaholic. I was telling her the other day, she's like an overachiever. So it's good to have people like that, gunning with you. She's hitting me up. It's my tour, and she's hitting me up like, yo, when we doing Facebook Live? When we doing this? When we doing that? Let's do promo. I'm like, yo, like that's incredible, Rev. So that's why I know I picked the right person to come on the road, because she's hungry, So and she can headline her own shit too, but like she's playing a bunch of cities she never played before. She's excited about it. So yeah. I'm always working with the young cats. I even worked with your boy when Hopper had a thing. We did the joint with Dizzy Wright. I don't think you guys work. I don't know what the fuck goes on with you guys, but but I mean, if you look at a list, I could name at least 15 or 20, people way, way younger than me from different generations that I rock with. I support a lot of youth and the up and coming kids. Token, when he's 16, I brought him on his first big stage to come. I was doing a show with Tech Nine. I brought Token out, Afro out. All these kids, they come up, and then even if you look at Tom McDonald and Nova today, are doing very, very good. You remember I was rocking for Nova in 2011 when you met me, So I'm always with the youth, So
you came out during our New York show if I remember correctly. Like early, I think our first New York show, you came out.
Yeah, you guys said, come on. I said, hell yeah, boom. Came out, rocked it, dropped the mic, and they were like, yo, there's Outrap Legends just came out, so. Yeah.
Can you talk to, can you speak to the opportunities in Europe? Because I know that you have a very solid presence in Europe and you've made a lot of money over there. And I don't think people still to this day understand kind of how to open up those doors in Europe and what's there.
Yeah, if you build a fan base in Europe and Japan, those kind of places, it's way better than building a fan base in America, because America is very trendy. So like, what's the hot thing that everybody wants to go to that's popular at the moment? They'll always rock with that over the classic shit, Where in Europe, they'll rock with like the classic shit, like what they love, what they thought, the Marx brothers, Groucho Marx said it back in the day. He said, in America, you're only as good as your last picture, In Europe, you're as good as your greatest picture. They look at you as, oh, that's the man that made this great piece of art, or that's that, female that did that, In America, like, well, what has he done this year? Is he on the cover of a magazine? Is he on, young hip hop brides on TV? Or, is he, they got the IG, fucking TMZ shit popping, it's like, that's America, where Europe and Japan are more about like a piece of art and respecting that piece of art. But I mean, So that's what I'm trying to say is like, so there'll be times when I don't release an album for 6, 7, 8 years, and I'm still rocking, touring all over the world off of all my past stuff. And then when I drop a new record, I tour all over the world, 10 times harder, except for this time I dropped the record and then COVID hit. So that knocked the wind out of me it knocked the wind out of everybody for the year. But now this guy, Bobby from Leo Presents, he booked me 17 shows in the United States. And then that went great.
Sorry about that.
That's him calling right now, telling you to shut the fuck up. But yeah, and then it went so great that he booked 25 more dates, right away for mid-July. We just got off the last tour, so he literally got me 25, 35, 40 something shows in a few months period, right through when COVID is ending. So I mean, COVID's ending, whatever the fuck we told, lockdowns are ending, or whatever bullshit. I don't know. So.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think as COVID restrictions lift, I think everybody wants to get back on the road. It's great that you have your show lined up, because I keep telling artists it's going to be challenging. Number one, because everybody wants to be on the road. And number two, a lot of the venues, especially the independent artists used to rock, probably don't even exist anymore. A lot of venues have closed up. So I just think that artists should be collaborating more. And I think that they're going to have to get more creative with the venues that they're open to performing at.
But also a lot of venues are hungry for live music. Like when I did this last tour, we did 17 shows. I think 15 of them were packed houses, So the two that wasn't packed, it was like an Alabama show. And that was just a weird show. It was like some guy dropped a gun in the bathroom, and they were making all drama about things, and it was just a weird. And then some old white man talked to my black DJ and was like, "Y'all are lucky if y'all get out of here tonight." Some weird shit. I didn't know none of this shit was happening. I was on stage, but after they were trying to play the protect me thing, and they were like, "Oh, everybody head to the van after the show." It was like, "Why, we're doing the meet and greet at the van?" They're like, "Yes." And then they were like, there's all this drama going on. And I was like, come on, it's all good. Let's figure it out, So, yeah. But yeah, that was the only weird show of the whole tour. The rest of the tour was great, So, see, I leave it to me to leave the one negative night out of all the other great nights. I think there was a small show in Tennessee as well. One great Tennessee show, one small Tennessee show. But the rest were great, So, and supposedly the pre-sales on this next tour, are great as well. So
Nice. Good stuff. Payne, feel free to jump in. If I want to jump into the delusional conversation, but I don't know if you had something else to talk about before then.
No, I mean, a lot of the Europe stuff is resonating with me just because anytime I've toured Europe, I'm in culture shock, because I'm a DJ and I perform and produce out here. So in the States, the shows are just night and day. When we perform in Europe, it's young people coming out that have never heard our music before, and they're dancing, they're excited for it. I saw somebody tweeting something about, why aren't club DJs breaking records? I was like, yo, by all means, try to break a record in a club in 2021 and see what happens to you.
Yeah, you know what? It's the dumbed down society where back in the day, if you put on a record that wasn't in repetition and it was hot, the public, oh shit, what? I never heard this before. Now they want the repetition, So for a DJ, it must be difficult for a dumbed down society. Look at cinema. It's like it has to be the same. Avengers again and this again and that again. It has to be the same bullshit over and over. 10,000 Star Wars programs over and over and over, where in the 70s and 80s, there was innovation the public wanted innovation. It's a different time now. So I can't imagine a DJ trying to break a record in a dumbed down idiot club,
No, people want to hear it on the playlist first. On their Spotify, they got to listen to it for a month. And then they want it in the club, and then they're dictating it. And I think ultimately it's always been that the fan has dictated the music business, but in a much less fickle way. But what's weird to me is the cultural difference. And I don't necessarily understand why. I guess I haven't given it enough thought, but why is Europe specifically, well, Europe and I guess Asian countries, why are they
And
so
Australia, they go nuts in Australia. If you do shows in Australia, they're like, you don't even got to work hard. You be like, raise your hands, and they're already throwing shit and going crazy. Like Australia, the energy's wild, man. So there's a whole bunch of places over the world, and America's wild too. You just gotta, be in the right place, make the right shit, and get it out somehow. Get the right shit out there a little bit. And they'll come out. It's just, you might not be doing the stadiums like others, So, but even in Europe, like I always make this joke. I did, I sold out the Jazz Cafe. It was packed house, rocked the house, destroyed it in London or Camden. And I'm like, yeah, all right, R.A. the Rugged Man in town. We killed it. I was walking around the neighborhood. They're like, yo, R.A. It was like almost like Michael Jackson was in town. I'm like, R.A. the Rugged Man, But then I go back to the hotel and Chuck D and Flavor Flav there. And I said, oh, what you guys doing in town? They're like, oh, we played Wembley Stadium tonight. I was like, oh, all right, small time RA, like I'm thinking I'm the hot shot. These motherfuckers just played Wembley ass stadium. Was it 80,000 people? I mean, or whatever it is. So,
if you had to narrow it down to the top three things, what are the top three things that have allowed you to have a career that has spanned decades?
Well, my competitive spirit, you know what I mean? Like, I think a lot of people, once they get compliments and told they're great and all this shit, they get complacent with it. They're like, oh, I'm good enough. And, and they look at everybody like they're underneath them, where like, when I see somebody come up scary writing with the pen, like, oh shit, I don't feel like I'm above them. I feel like, yo, that young motherfucker might be the one that could eat you on the record if your pen ain't sharp. So it's a competitive nature. So if I put out a record, I want to make sure, Chris Conway and the arrangement and the music is real big and the content and the, competitive ass records, and competitive ass bars. And you could put me on a record with any of the young up and coming kids and I'll eat them. I'm ready. But like a lot of cats, legends, they can't even keep up with their old records, like their old self raps better than their new self, because they gave up. They don't have the hunger no more. They're not hungry. They're lazy and their pen's garbage, it's like a boxer, like, a Bernard Hopkins type. He was training, every day, eating right. And he was able to fight till he's 50 years old, where like, another fighter like Mike Tyson, he was out of his prime in his late 20s, so it all depends. He didn't have it no more. Tyson wanted to party, screw hookers, do drugs, and he lost that fire. And he was the most naturally gifted, one of the most naturally gifted heavyweights of all time, but he didn't have the fire. So then guys like Buster Douglas and Holyfield and Lewis could beat this guy because he didn't have the fire, So, and that's what'll happen to MCs that are legends, these supposed legends. The young kids will come up and out-bar them, out-lyric them, out-flow them, out-perform them if they're not keeping it sharp, So, just like, Joe Louis went in there with Rocky Marciano. Rocky Marciano's young and strong. Boom, boom, knocked him out the fucking ring. That's Joe Louis, So, yeah.
So what are maybe two other things? Okay, your competitive spirit.
Three things.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm even like one ad. Well, that's the main thing for me, competitive. And like I said, humbleness, because a lot of my peers who have like less of a fan following than me right now, but they think because in the 90s, they was making 20 grand a show, 30 grand a show, they were getting flown first class everywhere. They really think that they need that. So rather than taking 30 shows at a way cheaper price than they used to get at the 90s, but they're making a lot of money doing 30 shows, they don't want to do it. They think they're above it. So then they don't do any shows, or maybe they'll do 1 or 2 shows a year when like somebody in Chile or someone here will pay a nice price. They'll do 2 shows, but you could have did like a whole, and you could have been rocking all over the world, making money all over the world, selling merch all over the world, being relevant in people's faces all over the world, but you were too good for that. A lot of rappers from my era are too good for that in their mind. So that's how you fall off as well. And I guess what's the third one? I said competitive, so making good music, but and then staying it sucks, but you taught me this to a large degree, is keep the social medias are the free promotion. Stay on your damn YouTube, stay on your Twitter, stay in your IG, hit them with materials, hit them with visuals, just hit them. You got to keep hitting them, because you drop a video, you make a video for 1,500 and it gets 1 million views. That's even more than doing shows all over. You just got 1 million views for $1,500 video. So the content, the visuals, put your personality out there, say some shit about yourself, boom, your fans interacting, they fall in love with your personality more than the music. That's how so many of these stars that aren't even that great at rapping, like, Cardi B's getting better, but that was all about her personality. People fell in love with her, personality. So that's another thing in the modern era is, let people know who you are, let them fall in love with your personality or fall in like with your personality and feel like they're part of something special by fucking with you. So I think those are 3 things,
Yeah, no, for sure. I think, that's a huge difference between like when you initially came up to now, is just you have to be so much more present, have to be so available and have a lot of content on deck because you're competing with so much other things that are trying to grab people's attention.
I learned a lot in a decade. And let me tell you why I say I learned that from you a little bit is because the girl Nova, she used to be on her Facebook and she was younger than me. She was from the younger generation. They know how to do shit better than the older generation, right? And she used to be on there arguing with fans and talking to all of them. And I'd be like, yo, you're supposed to be the star. Like, why are you giving them all access to you? You're supposed to be, if you want to be the star, you got to be the star. Like, I'm thinking Slick Rick wouldn't be on the internet. Cool G Rap wouldn't be on the internet arguing. Like, that's not hip hop. Stay the fuck away from that. Like, let them want to have access. But I was wrong 100%. That's not how you do it in the new era. The new era is let them have access to you. Let them feel like they're talking to you. And I learned that from you. You said, yo, your social media is terrible. So through the years, I learned, yeah, you got to step that up and watching some of the younger artists, flip their shit and do it and then turn their subscribers like, you guys, look at you guys just start off with 100,000 and all of a sudden it's, 80 million views on a video, and shit like that. So, not everyone does 80 million, but what I mean, like the peak one is 80 million, so yeah.
No, it's a tough industry. There's a lot of people that want to be in it. And there was a tweet, I think it started off with a Russ conversation or a Russ tweet. And I think Payne said we've talked about this before, but essentially, because he said that you have, and I can't quote him because I don't remember it exactly, but he said that you have to be delusional to make it in the music industry today. He used the word delusional. And I just wanted to get Payne, I want to get your take on it, and RA, I want to get your take on just the mindset that you think an artist should have. Do you think you have to be delusional to make it in the music industry? Is that a right way to frame it?
I don't think that's something new. I think that was always the case where like everybody would tell you I remember being a kid. Everybody would tell you, you're not going to be a rapper. You can't be a rapper. There's everybody in the world wants to do this. Everybody in the world wants, you can't do it. You can't do it. You can't do it. And if you want to be an actress, you want to be a model, you want to be a professional champion fighter, they all tell you, the whole world, because those people think they can't do it. They think they're below superstars. They think they're below artists and entertainers. So they look up to the artists and entertainers. So why would somebody that they know personally be able to do what the people they look up to do? So I think it's always been the same way, no matter what decade it was. If you wanted to be a rock star, people, you ain't gonna be a fucking rock star. Who do you think you are?
Right.
Nobody, In fact, Billy Joel, my dad, was raised in Hell's Kitchen with the Puerto Ricans and the blacks and all of this stuff. And then when he went to Hicksville to visit family, Billy Joel was the white boy and he was singing on the corner. And my dad was used to Hell's Kitchen, the blacks and the Puerto Ricans singing on the corner, doo-wop songs and shit, you know what I mean? And he go to Hicksville and see Billy Joel on the corner. And my father, the first thing he tells Billy Joel, like, hey, kid, get it. You ain't never going to make it, kid. You ain't never going to make it. so my father will tell you the story. Billy Joel, one of the most biggest selling artists of all time. My dad was one of, hey, kid, you ain't going to make it, singing like that. So that always existed, So.
Right. Payne, I don't know, because I definitely have a slightly different opinion on this, but I want to get your opinion as well.
I don't remember what our conversation was before, but I just feel like delusional is a strong word, especially when, what we're saying is essentially everybody else is delusional in the sense that they're going to want to discourage anybody from pursuing a career in the arts. You know what I mean? Like nobody was encouraging me to be a producer. Nobody, because you can't make it as a producer according to them. So was I delusional because I didn't believe them, or were they delusional because they were ultimately wrong because I do have a career in production? You know what I'm saying? So I think you got to definitely be stubborn, and you have to learn how to develop some kind of tunnel vision where all the people on the side that aren't pursuing their own dreams and want to hold that against you because you are pursuing your own dreams get drowned out. It's not easy to do, though. I mean, so many people give up simply because of the opinions of those surrounding them. So if that's delusion, then I'll say, yeah, delusion. But I feel like it's something a little more complex than that. And I think we should give creatives who power through whatever negativity and whatever discouragement is surrounding them. I think we should give them a lot more credit than we do, rather than just saying, yeah, they're delusional, they're crazy, but somehow they made it, because I think they deserve a lot more credit.
And most of the people I saw trying to do it, like, coming up and, look at your guy, Mercules. He's doing great for himself now. And he used to be on your contest. Like, let me please rap for you, and Snack the Ripper. These guys Snack would book me and bring Merc and Merc was a little kid. And these guys all ended up making like careers for themselves and doing it. Like, there wasn't nothing different from anybody. Everybody's just, it felt like the people who were there and were just not stopping. Like, I'm just doing it. I'm doing it. You can't tell me shit. I'm doing it. They all, and like I said, some of them are overachievers where you get some rappers who have like immaculate flows and just incredibly lyrical and flow and awesome rappers, but they have no hunger and they have no goals of achievement. So they're the ones that don't do it. It's the ones that think they want to do it and want to do it, make sure they do it. Most of them, not, you can't say most of them because there's obviously failed artists in the world, but like a big chunk of them are like Biggie before he blew up. I'm like, he's like, yo, Foxy Brown, all of them, Mobb Deep, they all wanted to do it so bad. I knew all of them before. Wu-Tang Clan, like I knew so many of these people before they blew up, and they were just normal ass kids. We were all kids in the neighborhood. They all did well for themselves. I mean, I got a whole list of them, that just went on. I'll give you probably 50 names off the top of the head of rappers and producers and, film directors, all these people that just went on to be big, successful careers, which is being passionate, so.
Yeah, I think I just have an issue with the word delusional. Like, I think stubborn can be fine at times. I think overly confident can be fine at times, but delusional, and maybe back in the day, like it can be more described as delusional to people that don't really understand what it takes, don't really understand the talent. But these days, given the fact that we have more transparency into our progression, I don't think because I know a lot more people that are delusional that it messed them up than being delusional and it helped them. Right? Because you don't need to be delusional when you can track your progress. You can see the difference of followers that you had last year to this year, the different number of views that you had from this year from last year to this year, monthly listeners from last year to this year. Like, I wouldn't have kept growing Funk Volume if our numbers were stagnant, but we have the transparency and we can see the progression, and success doesn't happen overnight. You don't just you can't just be delusional with your numbers super small and then like tomorrow you're a star. Like it doesn't happen like that. There's a
unless you're Little Nas X, that shit was overnight. He got the lottery with that one, with the Old Town Road joint. That shit.
But so that one took off fast. But then I don't want people like,
that's 1 in a billion though.
I don't want people using outliers as the norm, right? Yeah, because if Russ tells me he was delusional and he made it, I can show you 1,000 other rappers that were delusional and have never seen any type of success. So we can't just pick out the outliers and be like, see, I'm going to do it like Russ because he was delusional. Like delusion is not a good thing, in my opinion. No. Like just detaching yourself from reality, especially when we can look and see where you're at, like yesterday and today.
I'd be on tour and cats that were spectacular rappers, you know, and they'd be affiliated with Wu, stuff like that. And I'd take them on tours with me, and the hotel would be 3-star or something, you know, and, you know, the show would be a dead show, a couple people, wasn't even a successful show. And, yo, why we got a 3-star hotel? We 5-star rappers. And it's like, yo, maybe talent wise, you can give yourself a 5. Go ahead, give yourself that. But grossing, you know, making money for the people wise, you a 1-star rapper tonight. Did you see who was at the club? You know what I mean? So yeah, that's delusional shit. When you're trying to be a 5-star hotel when you ain't even bringing people in the club yet, you know? So that's another thing. You got to know where you're at. You got to know your worth, you know, because that's the other thing that they do. They that's the delusion that they have. They overprice themselves. They overvalue themselves. It's like, yes, we know how much hard work you put in. We know how good you are, but that has nothing to do with if somebody wants to give you $5,000 for a show. Because why is somebody gonna give you $5,000 and you bring in 60 people when they could bring in someone way less talented than you and they bring in fucking 1,500 people? So that's the delusion level. Like your talent is one thing, but there's 2 sides to the game, you know? So.
Right. I always wanted to write, like the book would be too complex to write, I think. I mean, it would take a lot of time and energy to do this, but to write a book that basically explained what your expectation should be at various levels of your career, right? Like if you're at this level, given this many followers, this many, like a mix of like, okay, you could do this many people at a show, you have this many views, followers, like what realistically your expectation should be. So like you said, you're not, you know, you can't fill a room, but you're expecting to be staying at the Four Seasons. Like, so I think that would be a very healthy book for the people that would be open to reading a book like that. If we could ever make that happen, it would be hard to write. It would be a hard book to write, but very necessary.
I remember there'd be like, people say, oh, we'll fly you first class. And I was like, we're not even getting paid that much. Fucking give me coach and give me the extra $800 or $1,200 from my pocket. What the fuck? And the other rap's like, nah, first class. And I'm like, pay me in my pocket. I'll ride coach. What the ticket cost for that? And they would. Okay, I just made an extra $950 for fucking flying coach. Like, you know what I mean? So shit. That.
Yeah, nah, it's interesting. You know, I've been fortunate to come across a lot of independent artists, just watch how people move, watch some people be super successful, a lot fall off. But it's a lot because of what you're talking about. You know, they just thinking there, because they're always looking at other artists and not really understanding how they're structured, what they're, you know, how successful that artist is. And they might be trying to like match at least what it looks like on the outside, and they're just not at that level yet.
Yeah, like I seen rappers complain that their name wasn't as big as mine on the flyer, this and that. And I'm like, yo, like you're an opener, and I know you love your skills and everybody in your team telling you that you're the best, but this is what it is. I'm the one bringing the people into the club tonight. So, you know, so you can't be on that shit. Like if I'm doing a show with Tech 9, I'm not expecting fucking my name next to Tech 9 as big as Tech. Tech brings in more people than me. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know, put my face on it, put my name. Okay, well, good. And my fans will come. But even say Insane Clown Posse, they have such a fucking huge fan base. Like I got fans that, oh, RA's a legend, but they got all the whole Juggalo fan base. I'm not saying make sure my name is as big as Insane Clown Posse on this 20-year Malenko tour. No, I'm the little guy on a Malenko tour right now, you know? So even, and people listening will be like, how dare RA say that he's underneath? I'm not saying I'm underneath them. I know my worth in certain arenas. And in the Juggalo world, ICP is the, you know what I'm trying to say. It's like people don't know that, you know. So
the last question that I have for you before we wrap up is, you know,
boy Logic. Look how good your boy Logic ended up doing. Remember you had
with him
for everybody. That's the first time I ever heard of Logic was through you. You know.
He ended up being a star. So just related to mental health, like, because now with social media, you know, not having social media when you started, like everybody's weighing in, chiming in on your music, saying some of the nastiest things possible. You know, it's super important to be grounded and have, you know, sound mental health. Is there anything you've done to like ground yourself, or how do you stay sane in this industry for so long?
Well, I've been insane in this industry for so long. I try to talk like I'm normal, you know, but you know, I go through the ups and downs like everybody else. So, and especially early in the career, before the internet or all of that shit, where the internet, you get. I mean, you know, the internet's a blessing and a curse because you get all that hate. You know, if you can't take it, that shit's gonna destroy you. I could take the hate. I've been getting hate for fucking my whole entire career and life, so I can take it. But people who can't, I couldn't take it in the beginning. When I was 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, I wanted to kill myself, kill people. I couldn't take the hate. Like, I'm like, don't you know how hard I work? Don't you know how good I am? Don't you know what I do? Do you know everything I put into it? Yeah, I couldn't deal with it. And then, you know, when I went into my dark space, I was like, oh, yeah, I realized like, yo, like none of those people matter. None of those people mean shit. You make your music and the people who love the music will come to the music, you know? But so why give a fuck if somebody says something fucked up about you or hates you? But then when you get a little bit more OG status too, a little less hate comes, because when you're 18, 19, 20, it's a lot of your peers that want to do the same thing you're doing. And they see you get all these record deals and they see you doing all this big shit. They're so angry at it. So they're just saying hateful shit because they want to be you, you know? When you're OG established, there's not many old heads like, fuck that guy, you know? It's more like, you still get haters, obviously. Everybody does. But, how do I deal with... Nah, I go through dark, fucked up times, and I go through it, you know. And now I got kids, so that's the rescue. Because sometimes you go, what the fuck is the purpose of anything? You know, the whole nihilistic. There is no purpose to any action. Like, we all die. What are we working so hard? What do we accomplish? Who are we impressing? People who are going to die anyway. People, what is life? You know, you go through all of that shit. And then that shit brings you darker and darker into a dark hole. And then you go, what's the purpose of anything? So say I make a great record. Who the fuck cares? What's the purpose? You go into that. But then, and you go, oh, what if you make a good record and it saves some lives and people love it? It's like, yeah, but then we're all going to die anyway and everyone's going to forget anyway. Like, you know, my father used to say, you know, I don't care if you're Michael Jackson or whoever you are, Jesse James will be remembered longer than Michael Jackson, you know? You know, like the criminal, the hoodlum, the killer, you know, so, you know, no matter what you do, it's you know, you only got a certain amount of time for it to be remembered anyway, you know. Even Beethoven, he's remembered now, but, you know, he's the most, you know, longest remembered musician, one of them, but like, eventually nobody's gonna know who the fuck Beethoven is. You know, it went from, my father used to say, look, the kids can't name the 4 Beatles. I said, yeah, you know, and it's going to get to a time when nobody can name a Beatles song. Nobody can name an Elvis song. Nobody's going to know who the fuck Marilyn Monroe is. It's already happening. If you go to all the biggest stars of early cinema, Douglas Fairbanks, Lon Chaney Sr., Lillian Gish, they were the biggest stars on the planet. Who the fuck, what kid knows who any of them are, you know? And all the biggest hit records in the doo-wop era, how many kids know any of them? None of them. They don't know any of them. So, and even if they did, what does it matter? What does it matter? Some kids know your name. How important is that? So that shit goes through your head sometimes. Like, what is the important? Like, why are you sacrificing your entire life to to be so good at something and make sure that you're impressive at something. And it's like, what is the purpose of it, you know? So,
just to hopefully make it a little brighter. So I'm assuming your kids gave you some inspiration and, you know, maybe answer some of those questions for you.
Yeah, but even then, it's like, you know, so why would I work hard when I can spend time with my kids? You think that, and then you go, yeah, but then if you don't work hard, your kids ain't gonna be set for life. You got to set your kids up for life, you know. And you go, there's just so many things, you know. And then you go, oh, yeah, everybody says I'm a great dad, but you know, do they really need you? Do the kids really need you? You know, the world is the world, and you know, and you go, of course they need you. And you go, maybe they're better off without you. You know, you get a lot of dark, fucked up thoughts in your head sometimes, you know, being RA.
I see. Well, we gotta wrap this up.
I'm out of here. Don't do it.
But it was I mean, it's been great knowing you over the years, and it's dope to see that you're still doing your thing. I'm
happy most of the time, but you mentioned how do you get through it, so I didn't want to fake it and act like,
I appreciate it. Yeah. Payne, you got any last words, or you want to wrap this up?
Oh, they got healthier food out there, so I'm sure that helps also. Yeah, but we appreciate you joining today, sharing your experiences and your very brutally honest take on existentialism. Dame, what's the number they can text if they want to get alerted every time we go live with our free music business mentorship program?
They can always text MEC to 844-206-7800. You'll get a text right before we go live. And you can find RA the Rugged Man. I think it's just Twitter at RA. Is it everything just at RA the Rugged Man?
RA the Rugged Man. And I think Instagram is maybe RA the Rugged Man official, because somebody stole RA the Rugged Man or whatever. And I think Facebook's just RA the Rugged Man. And I forgot what all the other shits are. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if they're, I know that
RA the Rugged Man TV is YouTube. Yes.
Before we got on, Payne thought there was an RA the Rugged Man track in the works, but if there isn't a collab between the two of you, hopefully something can happen soon, because I think that would be dope. But I appreciate you joining us, and I'll be in touch, man.
Yo, always a pleasure, Dame. Thanks for everything. I'll talk to you soon.
Indeed. Peace.